Hello? Yes, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can hear my voice and also see my screen clearly. So today is 24th, this is 24th of February. Today's webinar, we're going to look at purely price action. That's why you see my screen is very clean. So normally, even in my normal trading, I don't normally like indicators. I use, in very rare cases do you find that I have indicators on my screen. I normally like to look at price action first. I want to see what's happening on my charts, and then I make decisions purely based on what is happening. So today our title is the art of price action trading. So how do you trade price action? Okay, first of all, the word price action basically is trading on a naked chart. You are basically trading what the price is doing. There's the time action where somebody is trading based on the time, and then there's the price action where somebody is trading based on price. So today we are not looking at time action, we are actually looking at price action. Price means what the price is doing. Okay, so the first thing you want to understand is understand what candles mean. If you want to understand price action, understand what candles mean. Understand that each and every candle have their own names. Like we have this candle, this is a big red candle. This candle is an engulfing candle, and then we have I'm sorry about that. Okay, as I was saying, each and every candle has their name. To understand price action, you must understand you must understand that each and every candle has their own names. You must understand that each and every candle has their own names, which means that before you say you're now doing price action, you must understand that each and every candle has its own individual name. So you must always have that name at heart, in your mind as you're trading. So the other thing you want to look at is look at levels. So we do have like this candle here, the one which I want to look at, this one. This is known as a pin bar candle, and what it means is most likely the price is heading to the lower side. Anytime you see a candle which has a very long tail at the top and a relatively smaller body on the lower side, that means the price may likely continue to the lower side. And anytime you have a candle which has a big tail at the bottom but a small body at the top, then that means the price may likely to continue to the upper side. So the same thing applies to when you see an engulfing candle like this one. When you see this big red candle which is way bigger than the previous candle, what it means, we are likely to see price continue to the lower side. The next candle is this, it means the same thing. The next candle is this, it means the same thing. And the next candle is this, it means the same thing. So there is one thing which you have to take into account, that the fact that you're seeing that candle is not an indication that the price will automatically continue in that direction. it does not in any way guarantee that the price will continue in that direction. So whenever you see like a sell candle, this like a sell candle, don't just find yourself diving into a sell. Look at which context do we have this candle. If it is within the sell context, then that means it's likely to push price to the lower side. But if it is within the buy context, then it's likely to push the price to the upper side. Like when you have a resistance level, look at this level here. You have a very good resistance level here. Then you find an engulfing candle around that level. That is genuine. It will likely push the price to the lower side. If the price goes up and you see an engulfing candle, this will likely push the price to the lower side. The same thing happens when you see a pin bar around the same place you're supposed to sell. When the price comes back to the same place and you see the same candle, you're supposed to look for a sell. And if the price comes back again to the same place in the future and you see the same candlestick, either a pin bar or an engulfing candle, then that would mean we are now continuing to the lower side. So this is how you know levels. Key levels always tend to have candles like this, pin bars and engulfing candles inside bar candles. So your job will be wait for price around this point here, around this zone. Wait for price from around this zone and then look for a sell when the price gets there. If the price comes to this point, you look for a sell. If the price comes back again to the same place, you look for a sell. If the price comes back to that level and you see an engulfing candle or a pin bar candle, that is a sign that you're supposed to be looking for a sell. The same thing applies to when the price breaks above the same place with a big red long candle. That is, if the price approaches this level and then it breaks above massively, that means we are now continuing upwards. Your job will basically be to wait for price to pull back to the same place, then you pick a position in that direction. So those are some of the few things which you're supposed to be looking at whenever you're looking at price action. Look for levels which make sense, and a level which makes sense is a level which has been used severally in the past. You have a big candle breaking either above or below that level, and you have pin bars or reversal candles around the same place. So if you have a level here, then you see several indecision candles around that place, that means that level is significant. So only a level which has indecision candles is significant. Only a level which has indecision candles is significant. So watch for those levels. Watch for indecision candles, watch for pin bar candles, watch for engulfing candles. If you see those candles around a good area, then that means that's a clear level and it gives you the okay to now proceed to enter another trade. Does that make sense, whatever I've said? Does it make any sense? Like in this case, we do have a candle which looks like a pin bar, but it is not around a good level. So we want price technically to get to somewhere within this range, that is just some pullback up to that point, so that we can pick a buy from that support, expecting that buy to take us even higher up to this point here. This is one way to get it right whenever you're doing price action. And for example, you're not using indicators, but you want to find the trend. How do you do that? Okay, the answer is very simple. If you don't have the indicators but you wish to find the correct trend, look at how lows are forming and how highs are forming. If you have a case where the price keeps forming higher highs and higher lows, then that means we are upwards. But if you have a case where the price keeps forming lower highs and lower lows, then that means we are heading to the lower side. Look at this, whatever I want to do now. Assuming we are here, then the price moves from that point steeply to the lower side, and then it pulls back up, and then it continues down, then it pulls back again up, and then it continues down. So this looks like we have some impulsive move. There's a correction move, there's an impulsive move, there's a correction move, and then there's an impulsive move. So the first move which you're seeing, it has established some higher low, like higher low. This is higher low, and then this is a higher high, higher high. Then we have here lower high, and then we also have now another lower low, lower low, and then if the price pulls back up before it continues down, this will be a lower high, and then this is a lower low. So what this means is that as the price continues to the future, you can see that the highs are getting lower. The highs, as the price continues to go to the past, the future, the highs keep getting lower and the lows are getting lower. This indicates that the price is continuing to the lower side. Therefore, focus only on signs that you're supposed to be selling. Whenever the price is bearish, focus only on the signs, on the signals, or on the sell signals. So keep looking for sell positions. Whenever you see this happening, keep looking for sell positions. Keep looking for sell orders. Wait for bearish pin bar candles. Wait for bearish engulfing candles. Look for bearish inside bar candles, and all those candles which indicates a sell. Look for them in this type of trend. So the other trend is this, where we are upwards. That is, you find a case where the price is here, it continues up, then it pulls back slightly, it continues up, and then it pulls back, then it continues up, and then it pulls back before eventually continuing to the upper side. So in this case, it's like this is like a lower high. The highs are getting higher, the highs are getting higher. This is a lower low, the lows are getting higher, and the lows are getting even higher. So you'd write it like this. Maybe you have seen something like this where somebody has written lower low, yeah, then there is a higher low, and then we have another higher low. Then on the upper side we have lower high, then the next one here, this is this is higher high, and then the next one is also high. So what this means is we are upwards, we are basically to the upper side. So whenever you see a scenario like this where the price keeps giving us the highs are getting higher and the lows are getting higher, that means we are in an uptrend. So look for all those candles which indicates a buy, all the candles which indicate that the price is continuing to the upper side. Look for them and then trade them. Look for buy signals, look for pullbacks, and then you pick buy positions. That way you're going to be very, very much safer. So briefly, that's what I wanted us to look at. That's precisely what I wanted us to look at: how to identify trends whenever you're doing price action, how to know key levels. As I've said, key levels must have indecision candles within them, they must have engulfing candles touching them, they must have pin bar candles touching them, and then they must have big candles breaking them. That's when you know that this was a significant level. If you have price breaking it, struggling, or if you see price keep struggling around the same place, then that means we are heading in the same direction. So thank you very much. That should bring us to the end of today's webinar. This has been a very brief one, but I hope you've understood what I meant by this. This is how you identify a trend. Whenever you don't have the indicators but you wish to know where the trend is, look for this pattern in an uptrend, and look for the other pattern we've looked at in a downtrend, and also look for the candles which have indicated bearish pin bar candles, look for engulfing candles, look for inside bar candles, and also look for indecision candles. So thank you very much. We meet again next week at the same time. Thank you. See you.